I'm Leslie.
And I'm Shelley.
And we're
Sisters in Ebert.
Welcome back for another Movie Monday.
Ooh, it's the last of spooky season.
With a favorite growing up, big time favorite growing up, that
Huge.
didn't get popular until a few years ago.
Yeah, now everybody's into it.
Yeah. Hocus Pocus, 1993. A sleeper in 1993.
Yes, because it was released in July.
I saw that too. Yeah. Why?
So, what I heard was that they did it in July because kids were off of school. So they thought, oh, they'll go see it at the movie theater. And two, because Nightmare Before Christmas was coming out.
Okay. Tim Burton takes precedence.
Spooky season.
I could see
so
that.
they didn't want to compete films. So.
Okay, I can understand that.
But still. July.
Yeah. I had an appropriate shirt for this. My cat had other plans for it. So we found that at the last minute. So I had pulled my wardrobe.
Yeah.
I was not a happy camper.
Now we're just
generic.
Not
Zorro, to be clear. One of my other cats. Zorro doesn't pee where he's not supposed to.
It's getting graphic.
Sorry, one of my other jerky cats. I'm still mad about it. So.
Okay, but we have a lot of cats here today in honor of this film.
Of my favorite character, Thackeray Binks. Which, again, nobody knew till like 10 years ago.
That his name was Thackeray with a TH
Zachary.
and not Zachary.
Yes.
Mind was blown.
Yes. So this opens in 1693 Salem with witch silhouette flying over a village. Thackeray Binks is awakened, looking. I'm so tired. I'm waking up with that, like Thackeray is. Looking for a younger sister Emily and sees known witch's cottage in the woods is conjuring as they spot Emily walking in that direction.
Summon the elders!
Yes. Following Sarah Sanderson. Thackeray follows and watches through the window as the Sanderson sisters surround Emily. Winifred summons the spell book to continue to spell now that Emily is there, and Thackeray sneaks in through the water wheel and stops the witches from feeding from feeding Emily the potion, but is overpowered by the witches. Apparently, though, Emily got a sip because she's glowing, and the witches suck out her life force. Which I should make clear, this is a movie that we really like to watch as kids. This isn't something we were instructed to watch.
Yes, I don't even know if Dad's seen this.
I remember he probably won't. He'll probably complain that we're doing this one. I remember begging my mom to let me go as Sarah Sanderson for Halloween in like 1994, and she's like, "Nobody's gonna know who you are." Like
a witch.
I wanted to be a very specific witch.
That's true.
Because in my mind, I would look exactly
It was also,
like
they didn't show this on TV a lot.
No, it was an event
so
when
rare.
this was on.
They showed it like one time every year. And if you weren't home, poo-poo to you. Yeah, so we went long spurts without seeing it. So it was like, oh my gosh, Hocus Pocus is on tomorrow night.
And it holds up. So, okay. So she's glowing and the witches suck out her life force. Emily's life makes the witches younger and want to find more children and brew more potion to live forever. They turn Thackeray into a black cat that cannot die as punishment for dumping the rest of the potion and for informing, the townspeople of what they were doing and interfering with Emily. The villagers arrive and hang the witches.
We're just three lonely spinsters
sucking the lives out of little children. Who find more children. Okay, so
they were hanged. Yeah, that's where you were.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Jeez Louise.
You said they were hanged.
I had to find the spot on the page, lady. The villagers arrive and hang the witches for Thackeray's disappearance and for Emily, who can't stop moving in the background. If you like that child.
Yeah.
The actress playing her, she's just moving and every she's supposed to be slumped over.
Yeah, like this. Isn't there a sheet over it?
I think so. Yeah, because she wouldn't stop moving.
No, it didn't work. You can still see a lot of movement going on back there.
So she's pretty alive for somebody dead. Binks' parents never knew what happened to Thackeray.
Poor
Thackeray Binks.
I feel like I'm lisping when I say it.
I know, I do too. That's why I thought it was just Winifred's list saying Zachary.
Thackeray
Binks. Yeah. So we cut to Salem, 1993, in a classroom where a teacher is finishing the Sanderson story.
I love this part of the movie for some reason. Like, just this whole lead up to Halloween night. Yeah. Like, it just felt like
you get excited
feeling like when you're about to go trick or treating.
Because you'd have school and then you go home.
And then you'd go. Yep. And it was just like that. I get that feeling when I watch it.
Me too.
Still,
like, I get that too. I would agree.
Afternoon.
Yeah.
Like,
and the teacher knows like the kids aren't listening for crap, so we got to do some Halloween.
Yeah,
activities.
she's like doing a fun thing, like scaring the class. Like, it was just.
So Max is the new kid from California and a major skeptic, but he likes Allison, who is a firm believer in the legend, and gives her his phone number in front of everyone. Like, he just embarrasses her. Yeah,
well, he embarrassed
in
himself
class.
More than anything.
And she tricks him later by giving back his own phone number.
Trick or treat.
Yeah.
And he's like, ooh. Oh, it's my own phone.
Max rides home through Salem on his bike and cuts through the cemetery.
As one does.
Yep. Stopped by Bulk and Skull. I mean Ernie, Ice, and Jay, who steal his shoes. Yeah, Ernie is the one guy. I told you my name's not Ernie no more. It's Ice.
It's shaved in the back of his head.
But I said they look like Bulk and Skull from the Power Rangers.
They do.
So that's why I said Bulk and Skull. I mean Ernie and Ice. Or Ernie and Jay.
Yes.
Who steal Mac's shoes. He's got the new Nike Cross trainers on. So he gets home and parents notice he doesn't have any shoes on. Dad says must be some form of protest. And Max is mad that they moved.
Yeah,
he's having a tantrum.
Yeah, he's like hitting the wall and just throwing a little hissy fit.
Yeah. So
you can't move back, dude. Sorry.
Yeah, because they're from LA and we're gonna go. So he starts pretending that the pillow is Allison, but instead is interrupted by his younger sister, Danny, who is hiding and spying in his closet, which is neat because it's like a little sinister, like you think it's like some kind of like negative entity.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God. They make it spooky, like that spooky little music, and then she busts out of the closet. Yeah. Danny, get out of here!
So Max argues taking 8-year-old sister trick-or-treating, tells her to go by herself. I put first time in a new town, and she's 8. And I said, right, okay.
She said, no way, the weirdos are out. It's a full moon. The weirdos are out.
I say that all the time.
I know.
Max begrudgingly goes as a rap singer, and Ice and Jay terrorize the neighborhood and try to take Danny's candy.
Yeah, they're like stealing all the kids' candy.
Yeah.
It's like...
And parents are like right there. Like, why aren't you putting these stupid teenage kids in their place? They wreck pumpkins right on someone's property as they're handing out candy. Nobody does
the person's anything. Right there. It's their house.
And then owners do nothing. Max gives Ice his candy. So apparently Max is also trick-or-treating.
I mean, why not? You're there anyway.
Max and Danny fight as he ruins her night and she embarrasses him. Danny gives another chance for makeup.
What are you supposed
to be? A new kid on the block.
He's a little leaguer.
For your information. Which Danny is a young Thor Birch.
I love her.
Yeah. And she's probably the biggest of the kids for stars. Like later on,
like, done anything actually. Mm-hmm. Well, Allison wasn't something. Wasn't she like a... Are you tired?
I'm sorry. She was in that Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman sex movie. Yeah. Okay. That weird one. I don't remember. It was, who's the guy that did The Shining too? The director. Shoot. That's going to bug me. Dang it.
Harold Ramis.
No, not.
He directs every other movie we do.
We didn't do The Shining.
I know.
The Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick.
Okay.
Yeah. Eyes Wide Shut or something like that. It's yeah, it's like they're like getting
Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah.
Is that the one where they go to the party?
Yeah.
Okay.
I never saw it.
I saw parts of it and I was like, I saw her part and then I was like,
uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable. It was not interesting. I was like, what is this garbage? It's terrible. They're a terrible couple. I love Nicole Kidman, but jeez.
All right.
Back
on track. Hocus Pocus is today's movie.
But that's what Allison was in, so that's...
Okay, all right.
That we got on it. I didn't just pull that out of my pocket. So they arrive at a huge rich person's house and find it's Allison's house, as parents have a big colonial party every year. So they're
specific costumes.
Yeah. Well, like they're standing outside and like, well, they'll probably invite us in and give us apple cider.
Make us bob for apples.
Yeah, make us bob for apples, yeah. Allison and Danny like each other's costumes, but Danny can't wear Allison's because, she doesn't have her, what do you call them, Max? Yabos?
Yabos.
Max likes your Yabos. In fact, he loves them. And Max is like choking. Allison's mom used to run the Sanderson Museum. How convenient. Mm-hmm. And Max suggests that they go. Yes, a lot of spooky things. Even though it closed to make a believer out of Max. So they are going to go. They agree to go. She's going to get changed. They won't even miss me. She's the one handing out candy. I think they're going to miss her.
Yeah, you're the only, they're going to hear that doorbell ringing
800 times. Mm-hmm. So they arrive at the shuttered museum inside the Sanderson cottage, which hasn't been touched in years, and Allison gives a small tour. They find Winifred's spell book and black flame candle. It's lit on Halloween night with full moon by a virgin. Max, the Sandersons will come back. Max tries to light it and is attacked by a black cat. Max says it's just a bunch of hocus pocus.
Love when they say the name of a movie in the movie.
And lights the candle with immediate bad results, bringing witches back to life. Like the second he lights the candle.
All the light bulbs start bursting and they turn into candles.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's spooky.
Yeah.
The floor's rattling, turning green. Terrifying.
Yeah. So Winnie
kids
comes.
cover their eyes in this part.
Yeah. Oh, do they really?
Yeah, they're like.
Winnie is interested in the book and who lit the black flame candle. As Mary sniffs out Danny.
I love Mary. Yeah. Because she acts like a dog.
Yeah.
Like as
she's the one who can detect the children by smell. Yeah. They each have like a talent. Winnie's like the brain. Sarah lures the children.
And Mary smells them.
Yeah. Finds, locates them. Yeah.
Geographically located.
Yes. Max stops the Sandersons from killing Danny. Allison helps distract the witches who zapped Max, and Max sets the sprinkler system off to get away and distract the witches.
And they have no idea what that is.
Yeah, because he's like...
Well, first he lights he makes fire in his hand.
Yeah, with one of those Zippo lighters. Yeah.
And then he lights the sprinkler and
he was like...
He made
Black
it
rain or something like that. Didn't he call it like rain of death or something
the
like
rain
that?
of death. Yeah.
Yeah. Max steals the spell book after Binks reveals he can talk and instructs him to take the book. Mm-hmm. And the kids run with the book and Binks and get out of there. Yeah. The witches are confused by the road as they realize...
First,
tis
but water.
Yeah.
And then they realize they can leave and go chase after.
You see Sarah in the background?
Yeah.
Tis firm. Like
tis firm. Yeah, when they
walk
see
out
the road.
They thought it was like a stream.
A black river.
A black river,
yes.
Yes. That's what it was. It wasn't the black rain of death. It was just the rain of death.
No, it was, the rain of death,
And then the black river.
Yeah.
Which was, tis firm.
Tis
the road. Yeah. As they realize it's only water in the sprinklers, as Binks takes the kids to the graveyard where the witches can't set foot because it's hallowed ground. It's one of the rules.
Which rules?
Which rules? Duh. Like we're all taught, obviously. Witches review to selves that the power from the black flame candle only works until sunrise if they cannot suck the lives out of any children. Binks explains his origin story and how bad it can be if Winnie gets the book back. Winifred needs the book for the spell to suck the lives out of children, so they're at a stalemate. But yeah, they need to explain this somehow. So they talk about
they're talking amongst themselves.
The witches summon Winnie's ex-boyfriend, Billy Butcherson, from his grave to get the kids in the graveyard. But Billy is more confused and annoyed than anything. He's
and his mouth is sewn shut.
Yeah, he sounds like Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks like it. Yeah, his mouth is sewn shut. Which Winnie did as punishment
because he was smoochy
with her sister Sarah, and so he took his secrets to the grave even in death or something like that.
There's a whole explanation of it. Binks explains it.
Binks does a good job.
The children.
Yeah. Yeah, but okay. The kids escape with Binks through the crypt that connects to a sewer after knocking off Billy's head. But Billy finds it and the witches send him off again.
Yeah, he just picks it up, puts it back on.
So the witches had been hovering over the graveyard on their brooms, but Mary loses the scent of the kids once they get into the sewer. Mm-hmm. It's too far underground. The witches meet a pervy bus driver who agrees to help them with their desires for children, but it may take him a few tries.
Yeah. Well, I think
we desire children. What is this contraption?
Yeah.
It takes beautiful dames like yourselves to their most
desires.
Yeah, something desires.
Yeah.
Like to their most something desires, and we desire children. Oh, well, I don't think that'll be a problem. Might take me a couple tries. Right over your head.
Yeah.
Binks hit by the Sanderson bus that they're riding on.
Well, Sarah's driving it on the bus driver's lap.
Yeah. But
pothole.
Yeah, pothole, yeah. Pothole. Beep, beep. But comes back alive again because he can't die because Danny panics.
Danny is beside herself that this cat they've known for 5 minutes has been run over.
Yeah, although
but
I would too, so I would too. So
I would be upset too, but she was.
He reinflates and comes back alive.
There's even that noise.
I think you're right. The witches get out when Mary smells children, but is confused by the costumes of trick-or-treaters.
Yeah, they're surrounded by children, but they can't tell they're children.
Right, because they're all they think they're banshees and ghouls and all this.
The one little girl's dressed as Mrs. Potts.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I always love that part.
Yeah, me too.
Little Disney Easter egg.
And the little angel, bless you.
Bless you. Ah!
So, they meet Gary Marshall, who's the devil, and his wife, Penny Marshall, their brother and sister in real life. And the devil invites the witches in. He's handing out treats, but they think he's their master. So
yes.
They're swooning all over him. And Penny Marshall's playing the wife, who's
so annoyed that
he's
he has invited in these women.
Yeah. Who are obviously way old for trick-or-treating.
Yes.
So Max tries to get help from a police officer, but the police officer doesn't believe them and turns out to be some jerky adult in a police costume.
Yeah, he's just dressed up real. He's just a couple of kids
I'm messing with some kids. Yeah.
So they think they've gone to police for help, and they haven't. So they stopped trying to go to police for help.
Yeah. There's just some guy waiting outside with a motorcycle.
Outside the liquor store.
Yeah, outside the liquor store while his wife's inside. So, yeah. Billy is still unsuccessful after the kids. I put 1993 Salem as no place for a colonial zombie.
No. He's struggling.
He's on the struggle bus. Kids are dressed as the Sanderson sisters, steal the witches' brooms as Penny Marshall is more and more irritated by her husband and the witches.
Yes.
She chases the witches out with her tiny dog to find...
Which was Mary's dog in real life.
Ralph, sick him.
He sounded just like her.
All right, Toots, take your clock bars and get
out. I love this part so very much.
What's the husband's name too? Is it Harry or something? I lost 5 pounds.
It is something like that. I don't remember.
Is this a Penny Marshall movie or is this a Gary Marshall movie? Gary Marshall.
I think it's a Gary Marshall. I'm not sure.
I know, I'm not sure either. I should have looked that up. Yeah, so that's why they were kind of...
Yeah, they made their
appearance. A little nod, yeah. So, yeah. So they're chased out by the little dog, and they find that their brooms have been stolen. They realize it was a fake devil, and that all the creatures on the street are children in costume.
Yeah, they take off some kids' masks. He's like... weirdos or something.
Yeah. And he was giving out full-size Clark bars, and then Mary's like, it's the chocolate-covered finger of a man in Clark. Oh, it's candy. It's candy. Why would the master give us candy? Because he wasn't our master. Okay. So Max and crew go to find parents at a party at the town hall. And the witches follow them there. They sing a song to the town's adults and put them under a spell. Yeah, it's the best. And the spell is going to cause the adults to dance until they die. I Put a Spell on You is the song.
The mom dressed as Madonna.
Yeah, the mom.
And they're
Who are you supposed to be? Madonna. Well, obviously, yeah. Don't you think? But yeah, the parents are there.
So now all the parents are under the spell and they're trapped inside City Hall just dancing and dancing.
And Disney Channel, I remember, like, when we were kids at Halloween time, sometimes would play this song as, like, a music video in between shows.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. We were like, oh, that song. We recorded it with our
little
Fisher Price tape
thing
recorder that we could listen to it.
So, Billy also arrives to try to half-heartedly get the kids, but the kids run again. Like, he's not really into it. He's just, he's like bumbling.
But why should he be? Like,
no, he's got no emotional investment.
You just got woken up from your grave,
from your slumber,
slumbering away.
The kids hide by a seafood restaurant dumpster, and their scent is hidden by the seafood smell, so the witches don't find them. The kids,
who knew?
Yeah, you just need something really stinky next to you. So the kids run to the high school where the witches hunt them. Down again. Yeah.
It's a prison
for children. And they're not wrong. They're trapped in an art class kiln, and the witches are trapped in an art class kiln and burned, but again don't die, though the kids assume they do.
Yeah. They're like, woohoo, they're gone already.
Yeah.
You thought it would be that easy.
The kids frolic off into the night, and Binks isn't tipped off to the lack of success, though, by spell not break. Oh, I say, Binks isn't tipped off that they didn't succeed because he's still a cat. And he's still alive.
Yeah, he's stuck this way. Like maybe
I thought that was supposed to break the spell.
I mean, who knows how magic works?
Yeah,
so maybe
that's true.
The curse is there
and he's
forever.
Just got dumb 1600s knowledge. He
doesn't understand curses. He couldn't even read.
Yeah. The kids go to the Dennison house. They're Max and Danny's last name is Dennison. And their parents are still not home. They're dancing to their death.
Yeah, they're busy. They must be having fun time.
Yeah. Danny falls asleep with Binks while Max and Allison open the... Oh, wait, hang on. I switched two things, I think.
Incorrect facts.
Yeah, I switched it. I can't remember. Okay, we'll go back to that because I think it switches over to Ice, who mouths off to the Sanderson sisters at 3 a.m. They had upset bellies from eating all that candy.
Oh, because they have emerged from the kiln.
Yeah. They got out of the kiln somehow. Didn't say how, but they did.
The fire just stopped, and then they opened the door.
Okay. And he and Jay are captured by the witches who try to make a recipe by memory without the book. They can't remember. What was it? Instead of a dead man's toes, a dead man's chuns.
Chuns.
What dead man's chunks? What's the dead man's chunk? Okay. So at this point is when Winnie cannot remember and calls out the window to summon the book, who awakens at the Dennison house. Because while Max and Allison, which I had up here and is meant to be down here.
There is an arrow drawn.
Yes, I know, but I didn't know what I meant by it.
Man.
Well, I hoped I did, but I didn't. Past me should have known. Future me would have not
written a note today.
So they open the book now that the witches are dead at 5 a.m. when Allison wakes up to try to find a spell to help Binks in the book. She learns that a salt circle protects from the witch's power, but shoots off light from the book. Like, as soon as the book opens.
Yeah, they open the book, they're like, let's see if we
light.
can find something in here.
But they don't notice that.
Nope. And that mysterious wind all of a sudden. Yeah.
Like, windows are open, like, in October in Salem, Massachusetts. Yes. Like, okay. It's spotted by Winnie when she, when opened, like, when the light came out, to go to the Dennison house on broom, mop, and vacuum.
Yes.
Because they had to find
all their
alternative
brooms were taken.
Brooms, yeah.
Yeah, so I just love
the
vacuum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Winnie!
So Banks tries to shut the book when he wakes, but is too late as the witches take Danny and the book after Allison retrieves salt for her walk home after a near kiss with Max. Yeah, it's heating up. near-death experience.
I feel like they're teens. This would have started long before this moment.
It's been building.
It's been built.
They hated each other at 3 p.m., so, I mean, they had to build a little bit. Winnie reveals in passing to Allison that the candle's power is almost spent as dawn approaches. And Allison then realizes that they only have to hold the witches off until sunrise.
She's like, then they're gone.
They're gone, yeah. So Sarah sings, "Come little children, I'll take thee away," and lures all of Salem's kids. I said, my favorite part.
Another tape recorder moment.
Yes.
Where we were there.
Because she's singing it. Like, we really like spooky things growing up. Like, spooky things geared to kids.
Yes, yeah.
Like, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Goosebumps.
This. And, like, so this is one of the things that was, like, kind of like an Are You Afraid of the Dark moment, too. Yes. Like, all the kids just get a rise from their sleep, but they're all still in their costumes, so it's a really neat visual.
Yeah,
like,
it is. It's a really cool scene.
Yeah. Alice and Max take off to the Sanderson cottage. So, yeah, so she's luring all the Salem kids. Like, so the street's just littered with kids.
Yeah, they look out the window and see all these kids, like,
fumbling. Yeah. Banks and Danny are held prisoner while the witches brew the potion, and Danny drops truth bombs about how witches are ugly no matter how young they are, because they sold their souls, and that's, what makes you pretty and blah, blah, blah. Yep.
That's your personality, ladies.
Duh.
Not your age.
Obviously. I mean, Max arrives and tries to trick the witches with daylight savings time and car headlights. Because, like, daylight savings time, obviously, they didn't have in the 1600s.
They flick on the high beams, and they're like,
the sun. But, like, the sun suddenly rose. Like, we've all seen a sunrise. I mean,
there's that moment where it crests.
I guess.
When it, like... It was a little
much
for how their house is geographically located.
Yeah. And it's in a
like
wooded
a wooded area. Yeah,
it's gonna be speckled at best. Max leaves the bullies and behind, and
they're like in cages dangling,
and dumps the potion.
Steals back with them.
Yeah, steals back his shoes, and all leave quickly as the witches realize they've been duped again. Yeah. So again, they're like wake up and they realize they're not dust. Winnie notices that enough potion is left for one child, and rather than use it on the prisoners they already have, go after Danny for revenge.
She's out for vengeance.
This is my big beef with this movie. Like, think chess, not checkers. Like, you can get Danny still, just get enough strength to not be dead.
Yeah, you have to get somebody at this moment.
Yeah. So dumb. So the witches catch up to Max.
Ego take over.
Yeah. And ask to see his driver's permit.
Movie mistake.
Big time mistake.
You didn't know what a road was.
She wouldn't even know what a driver's license was. Yeah. Max and crew go back to the graveyard, and Billy tries to intervene. Max tries to stop with a knife, but instead Billy takes the knife and cuts his own mouth open as moths fly out.
They were real moths, too.
Yeah, they were. He was holding them in his mouth.
Yeah, they would, like, put the moths in and then glue his lips and run out so they could do the scene and let the moths fly out.
Brave man.
No thanks.
So, yeah, he cut his own mouth to sass Winnie, who he hates, too. Billy...
Trollop!
Yeah, Trollop! Yes.
You wench!
Billy is now on the side of the kids and protects Danny in the grave with the salt circle as he lets Danny get into his grave, and they put a circle of salt around.
Very friendly zombie.
Very nice, yeah.
He's just a nice guy. No wonder Sarah went after him.
Yes. He was not meant for Winnie, that's for sure. As witches try to get the kids again, Max drinks the potion to save Danny, who got out of the grave, to help Billy get his head back, which was knocked off by Winnie. And Winnie takes Max to suck his life. Thinks he's a fool to give up his life for his sisters. Yeah, which... foreshadowing. Sun starts to rise, and Max's struggle knocks Winnie to the hallowed ground. So she's weakened and turns to stone before she can suck the life out of Max. She rips the sweatshirt up a good bit, though. With her big long nails.
Yeah. It's like caught
shredded, yeah. So, like, all witches turn to dust. Binks is freed to his human spirit form and assures Danny he'll always be with her. That was like another favorite part. Yes. Billy is back to his grave. Ghost Binks meets Ghost Emily to go to heaven and tells her tells her a 300-year saga to wait about having to wait for a virgin to light a candle. And every little girl loved this part because it's James Marsden's voice. Mm-hmm. Is it James Marsden or Jason Marsden?
I think James.
Or is it Jason?
Maybe it's Jason.
I can't remember. It's the one that was in Step by Step and the one who was Max from Goof.
That's Jason.
Jason Marsden's voice.
Yes.
So it's Jason Marsden's voice, but it's Devon Sawa's body.
He was peeved. He didn't know they were dubbing him.
Really?
Yeah. Because they didn't like how his accent sounded. Like they wanted more of a
consistency.
Yeah, like an old-timey accent. So that's why they dubbed
Everybody likes Devon Sawa though. Because he was also Casper and Casper then too. Then the next 2 years later.
Yeah.
Oh, and then at the end, the credits roll a little bit, and as the parents all emerge at sunrise, confused, and Ice and Jay are still trapped in the witch's house singing "Row, row, row your boat" as the book opens its eyes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and looks around. Cliffhanger. Yeah. So, yeah, but, yeah, there wasn't a sequel until, 20 years later?
Yeah.
Almost 30?
It just came out, 2 years ago.
But, yeah, so, it was a great movie, but that doesn't surprise me, because every little girl wanted, I was oh, Devin's, I didn't even register that he was cute. I just was I want him to be my big brother.
Yeah, we would pretend he was our big brother. Yeah.
So that's Hocus Pocus, and now they play it ad nauseum.
It's too much.
It's turned into the Christmas Story of Halloween movies.
Yeah, because that used to be so exciting to watch Christmas Story.
It was a rare thing. They wouldn't show it all.
24-hour marathon.
And now they kind of do that with Sanderson sisters too, with the Hocus Pocus.
And even when we got a little older, preteen-ish age, they had the 13 Nights of Halloween. So you would have the last 13 nights till Halloween, where they would show one movie.
It would be different movies though, so it wouldn't be
you get
all
one
day.
Hocus Pocus. So now they do the 31 days or 31 nights of Halloween, and it's the whole night, movie after movie after movie.
Yeah.
So they're repeating things constantly.
But they'll show it at different times too. One night it'll be the primetime movie, and one night it'll be the 6 p.m. movie.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And then it's streaming. It's available. It's on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
It's, yeah, they show it.
It's
so
still great.
Now.
It still holds up.
Yes.
But when you watch it too much, it just
it used to be something I tried to watch every year, and now I don't really anymore because it's I've seen it too many times.
Yeah, I try to watch other things.
I can quote it the whole way through.
I can watch it. And they had this neat thing maybe 6 or 7 years ago where they had it with little, it was pop-up video but with the movie. Remember that? It was little pop-up facts about the movie. So that was neat. But yeah, that's how I learned about the moths.
Yes.
And then they showed behind the scenes footage of them doing it too, which I thought was cool.
And the part where Sarah Jessica Parker eats the spider, she really ate the spider.
Oh.
It was a real spider she ate. Apparently.
I feel like she wouldn't do anything like that today.
I don't know.
I feel like she would never.
Probably not.
And I love this movie, and she's so endearing in it, and I feel like it's I wish she'd get back to those roots a little, yeah, I like that side.
It's
neat to see her be silly.
Yes.
Because on Sex and the City, she's so
but she's
funny, but to see her be silly.
To be over the top. Yeah. And Bette Midler
is
one of her favorite role that she played.
That's great.
It's so fun.
Yes. When my oldest son was a baby, his first Halloween, we had him be Binks the cat, and I was Winifred, and my husband went as Billy Butcherson.
Yes, those were great costumes.
Those are our great costumes.
I know that Rosie O'Donnell was asked to play Mary.
I'm glad she did.
Yeah, she didn't want to be a scary witch, so that's why she turned it down. So somebody else was auditioning for Sarah, and now I can't think of who it was.
Oh. Well, if you didn't know, Bette Midler was Winifred, Sarah Jessica Parker was Sarah, and then Mary, what's her name in really?
Sarah.
Kathy
Najimy.
And she's the voice of Peggy Hill.
Yes.
On
and she was in Rat Race.
Yeah, she was in Rat Race too. Yeah,
Rat Race.
She was the guy who was the Hitler card.
His wife.
His wife, yeah.
Yeah, it's such a fun movie. Oh, it's so quotable. There's a lot of humor in it.
Yeah,
which is nice. Which is fun.
It makes it fun.
Where like the scary's not too much for kids then.
And before Hocus Pocus got too over commercialized again too, my husband and I took a trip to Salem and we got to see a lot of the places that they filmed. So we got to see like the town hall, the Max Dennison's house, which is, he would never have gotten there so fast from school. It's way across town. Like you have to like drive to get to it.
He was on his bike.
Okay.
Through the cemetery. You didn't cut through the cemetery. That was your problem.
The cemetery was also way on the other side. So a couple things didn't add up. But it's a really cool house, and it's right on the water. It's really pretty. Cool. We got to see Allison's house too, and we didn't go in and see where the cottages were from the first scene, but because that was kind of out of the way, too. But it's neat. You can do a little self-guided Hocus Pocus tour, and we would just plug like an address into our phone and like do like the walking directions and go find it. Yeah. So it's neat to do. It's a really cool city. We went up at Halloween and like it was nuts, but we had a lot of fun. That was one of our best trips. But yeah, it's a really cool place, and like I was super into Hocus Pocus at that time, so I was really like for that aspect of it too.
Yeah, you
really
were loving it.
Yeah.
I recommend it. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Dad. It's a fun one. Dad, you like it. There's some good moments. But yeah, I feel like there's not many people who haven't seen it at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the kids I know will often reunite at like conventions and stuff like that. Like, they're still they'll go. Yeah, I would too,
especially with its resurgence.
When Allison had a baby like 5 years ago or something like that for her pregnancy announcement, she put, "I smell a child."
I know that they asked Thora Birch to be in the sequel, and she had a scheduling conflict.
Oh, that's a bummer.
But it's like, I think you could have. I don't know.
Or they could have worked maybe with her a little better. Yeah. The sequels,
I don't mind the sequel.
I don't mind it. It's not as near as good as the first.
Not nearly as good. My daughter loves it, so she watched it so many times. I can quote that one now too, because that's unfortunate. But it's still it's fun. They explain a few things.
Yeah, they do. It's not bad.
No, it's not. Yeah,
it's just I think they push too hard with the songs because everybody loved the song from the first one.
I think the song's the fun part. It's fun.
They do the Witches Back by like Elton John. Yeah. Instead of the Witches It's Back. Yeah. And what's the other? Oh, One Way or Another.
Oh yeah, that part I could have done.
Yeah, that's the part where I was like, okay, now you're pushing it. Yeah. The Witches Back I thought was a good part. Stick to one song per movie.
Yeah, that's all we need. That's all. This isn't a musical. But it's Bette Midler. We have to let her
do her thing.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's another fun fact is like my name's a Winifred. What's yours? Because that's what she says in Gypsy.
Oh,
okay. She did her thing.
Cool.
And then I'm trying to think. I had a couple fun facts. Oh, Max was getting high on set a lot and
no,
he was smoking some joints, and so then he would like not be on his A game, like he's missing his marks and stuff, and they're like, "What are you doing?" Like they were getting a little snippy with him.
I would too. You were paying your money, dude.
So
whoa.
That was a little,
and that was in 1983, so things weren't as cool then about certain things.
Yeah, and like they were like, "Are you high?" No.
Pee test him.
Yeah, get him off the set. This is a children's movie.
But yeah, this movie was not commercially successful originally.
No, because it came out in July. Yeah. So that's why it didn't have a sequel for a long time, because nobody cared.
Yeah.
Hate to say it.
But we loved it.
We did. We still do, yes.
In moderation.
Yes. Yeah.
Just like I love A Christmas Story in moderation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been wait. I think I can finally watch that one again. Like I haven't seen it in a while.
I watched that sequel when it came out a couple years ago. But I didn't watch the OG one. Yeah, I probably could.
I think I could at this point. Add it to the list.
Yeah, for a future. But we thank you. Do you have anything else to add? First of all,
that's all I got for now.
Thank you so much for joining us for another Movie Monday with Sisters and Ebert. If you please look down in our description below, all of our links to our social media are down there. We are at Sisters and Ebert on Facebook and Instagram.
Like and follow.
And subscribe on YouTube too. Ring that little victory bell. Get all of our notifications when we post videos and anything else. We have reels that come out sometimes on a Friday.
Shorts, YouTube shorts.
Yeah. But we thank you all for following, and please comment. Let us know what you think of this movie. Is it played out? Is it still like a great classic? What do you think?
Are you over it?
Yeah. But we thank you again for following us and for watching our video, and we'll see you next week at the movies.